Hello and welcome back to 40 days of Java programming, guys. So in this session we're going to learn about the data types present in Java programming. So in previous lecture we have learned about the variables. So what are the variables we learned? We learned about integer type, boolean type, character and a float type. So those are the things which will be present in data types too. So let us see what is this data types. So let me open my whiteboard. Yeah, so these are the data types. Okay, and there are two categories in data types. Those are primitive and non-primitive. So majorly we'll be focusing on this primitive type. So this primitive type is once again classified into two types. Those are booleans and numeric. And you know what is boolean. Boolean will represent whether a given statement is true or a given statement is false. So by default false will be the by default value for a given statement unless or until we state it as true. Okay, yeah, and this is about boolean, and another type is numeric, and this numeric is once again classified into the two types. Those are characters and integrals, and this character, as you know, it represents a single character like a or capital A, capital B or capital A, like that. So the coming to this integral is classified into two types once again. So those are integers and floating type. So this floating type is classified into two. Those are float and double. So majorly these two comes under the floating category itself, but the major difference comes where is, for example, we have a number that is 2.111, so on up to 9 ones. Okay, so we have a storage unit until 9 ones after decimal point. You can consider this as a float, but instead of 9 ones, if we take it as 19 times of 1 or 20 times of 1, we cannot consider it as a floating point. Okay, we should consider it as double, because we have a large amount of units after decimal point. That is, we have 19 ones after this decimal point. So that's the reason we should consider it as a double. So basically what I'm trying to tell is, just give me a second. So basically what I'm trying to tell is, this floating point has less storage unit compared to this double. So in case of storage unit, float is less than double. Okay, and that too after the decimal point. And that's about the floating. And when it comes to integer, we have four types in it. Those are bit, short, int and long. So those all are the integer categories, but these also comes, there is a small difference in the storage unit too. For example, if we take byte, it is 1 byte. If we take short, uh, short is a 4 type, and integer is a 4 type, long is a 8-bit type, and character is a 8-bit type, like that. The major difference comes in the case of storage itself, but if we keep the storage topic at side, those all are comes in under this integer type. Okay, so major difference comes at the point of storage, but this all thing doesn't matter to you, because all the thing we use in Java is this integer type and this double type. Okay, but if we come to Python, we use integer type and float type, but in Java we use integer and double itself. And these all bit, short, long, float, it doesn't matter. In Java programming we use them as less as possible, but in major cases we use integer type and double type. Okay, and this is about the primitive. And when coming to non-primitive, non-primitive is classified into three types. Those are string, array and class. And in this video we'll be majorly concentrating on this primitive, and more in briefly we'll be concentrating on this integer types. Okay, so Let's have an example for your brief understanding. I'm going to my compiler. See, we have a question here. Write a Java program in such a way that take two integer type numbers and add them later on, divide the sum of integer with a double number and print the result of it. So what the question is saying, that take two int type of numbers and add those numbers, and later on divide those sum with a double value. That means divide the sum with whatever double value, like 2.7, such a large number like that. So let's do that. Public static void main string a args. Okay, these two lines are very mandatory for any Java programming, guys, because without these two lines your code will not run. And coming to, as I said, we should take we should take the sum of two integer numbers. So in the previous video I have said the syntax to declare a variable, right? So what is the syntax? You need to specify the type and then variable name and equals to the value that you need to assign. Okay, this is the syntax to declare a variable. So at first I need to write the type. So in question what I have specified, it should be an integer type, so int, and later on variable name. So I just want to give the variable name as a and carried by its value. What value should we give? Okay, let's give 10. Okay, yeah, one variable is assigned, but I have said to take the sum of two integer types, right? So I need to give another int b that equals to, let it be 30. Okay, yeah, I have assigned two integer variables, and now I have said that add them. Okay, I have said to add both of that integer numbers. So if we add a int plus int, what will be the result? It will be of course a int, right? So integer type of sum, that will be equals to a plus b. Okay, so this variable represents the addition of these two variables. Okay, and then later on what I have specified, divide the sum of integers with a double number. That means I need to divide this with a double variable. So double, double of c. C is my variable name, that will be equals to the division of sum. Okay, no, double, this is c is my variable name, I need to give a double value here. So what number should I specify? Okay, 2.12345678910, so on, whatever it might be the number. So this is my double number, and end of the day I just divide the result of the sum with the double number, that is c. Okay, so let us sum. Okay, let's verify with the question. Write a Java program in such a way that take two int type numbers. Okay, I have take two numbers int type, and then add those numbers as specified. I have took the sum of those two numbers, and later on divide those sum into with a double number. So before dividing with the double, I need to give a number, right? So I have specified the number, and later on I have divided that result of those sum of those numbers with the double, and let's check what output we're gonna get here. Okay, yeah, see, we got a number here, that is 18.83720, so on up to 507. So what we have done is we took two integers, we have took the sum of those two integers and we divided by the given double. Okay, so that's it about this video. I hope it's everything is clear regarding this flowchart. So I'll be uploading this flowchart in the respective WhatsApp groups, you can verify it there. And this example is, I think this example is clear to everyone, and that's it about this data types data types topic, guys. It's very quite simple. The thing you need to understand here is the storage units, and in most of the cases we use integer type and a double type itself. If you use float, it's nothing to worry, you can use float too, but double will be the safe side in Java programming, because we don't know what JVM will be taking as a default, so double will be uh, will be the better choice. And that's it for this video. I hope every concept is clear for you. If anything, if you get any problem, you can comment in the comment section. So thank you for watching, and thank you everyone.